Before the voice, before the bass, before the guitar, there is a clock. Not a machine, but a young drummer who has learned how to make four people sound inevitable. Listen past the mythology. Joy Division's music is built from pressure, a kick beneath the floor, a snare closing the walls, and a hi-hat counting down the room. Stephen Morris did more than keep time. He gave the band its nervous system, repetition without comfort, precision without calm, movement that somehow made the darkness feel even darker. This is Joy Division from behind the kit. This is Stephen Morris, the human being inside the machine. Macclesfield, the mid-70s. Morris begins with lessons, rudiments, and years of practice, not rebellion alone. When punk arrives, it does not teach him drums, it gives him permission. His compass points away from rock star drumming. Jackie Liebertzeit of Quand, Klaus Dinger of Neu, Mo Tucker, Kraftwerk. Players and machines that understand the hypnotic power of less. In 1977, a local advert asks for a drummer for Warsaw. Morris phones Ian Curtis, auditions and stays. The last missing piece is not merely found, the band's engine is installed. A 1978 interview reveals their method. Begin with a drum riff, then add bass and guitar. In Joy Division, the drummer is not beneath the composition. He often starts it. That changes the geometry. Hook's bass can climb into melody. Sumner's guitar can become texture. Curtis can occupy the empty space, because Morris has already made the floor unshakable. Punk usually attacks by accelerating everything. Morris chooses a colder violence, fast hands, economical gestures, repeated figures, and fills held back until the exact moment pressure needs release. Watch the partnership with Peter Hook. The bass sings high, so the drums carry weight below it. Kick and toms become the body, bass becomes the haunted lead instrument. Ian Curtis moves as though the rhythm is passing through him. Morris remains seated, compact and controlled. One body appears to fracture, the other keeps imposing order. Bernard Sumner rarely fills every gap. Against clipped guitar and empty air, Morris's hi-hat becomes continuous motion, the fine electrical current connecting four radically different voices. Open unknown pleasures with disorder. The first sensation is propulsion. Closed hi-hat subdivisions, a hard snare, restless kick placement. The groove runs forward while refusing to sound celebratory. The secret is not speed alone, it is consistency. Each hi-hat stroke is small, nearly identical, conserving energy while creating a surface so tense that tiny variations suddenly feel enormous. On transmission, repetition becomes escalation. The pattern barely needs to change, the band grows around it. When the fills finally arrive, they do not decorate the song, they detonate it. Morris's fills behave like pressure valves, short, rapid, often tom-led, then straight back to the grid. Release lasts 1 second. The discipline and the anxiety return immediately. Then comes She's Lost Control. A Synare electronic drum adds that dry, synthetic crack. Neither handclap nor snare, a tiny mechanical command repeating inside a song about bodily collapse. Producer Martin Hannett sometimes made Morris record kick, snare, and hi-hat separately. The drummer had to reconstruct a whole body performance one limb at a time, and still make it breathe. That contradiction defines the track. Absolute rhythmic control describing the terror of losing control. The beat does not imitate a seizure, it creates an uncaring system around a vulnerable human voice. Not everything was disassembled. Morris remembers New Dawn Fades as a first-take whole-kit performance. Hear the difference. The pulse flexes, cymbals breathe, and restraint feels human rather than programmed. On Atrocity Exhibition, he expands the instrument. 5 toms, 2 snares, a circular, tribal architecture. The drums no longer support the song. They are the landscape through which everyone else must travel. And the kit itself? Not one sacred showroom set. Morris built a practical hybrid from drums he acquired over time, then added early electronic percussion. The machine was assembled by curiosity. Acoustic bass drum, snare, and ranks of concert toms provide weight. A Synare adds voltage. Later drum machines and synthesized percussion appear, not to replace the drummer, but to enlarge his vocabulary. Hannett hears Morris's precision and turns it into architecture. Close microphones isolate each impact. Delays create ghost hits. Processing drains familiar warmth until a drum can resemble machinery in an empty factory. Recording could be absurd. With only one drum available, Morris kept time by striking his own leg, leaving bruises. The discomfort was real. The separation Hannett wanted became part of the record's DNA. Compare stage and studio. Live, Joy Division are faster, louder, almost violent. On record, Hannett pulls the instruments apart. Morris is the bridge, the same performance, transformed from attack into atmosphere. By closer, the future is already audible. Morris's parts become more spatial, more tom-driven, and more willing to coexist with programmed rhythm. Punk's drummer is becoming an electronic musician. Isolation begins like a machine has taken the chair. Then acoustic drums rush in bright and urgent. Instead of choosing human or electronic time, Morris makes the tension between them the song. On The Eternal and Decades, his greatest decision is restraint. Space between impacts becomes part of the rhythm. The drummer who can play relentlessly proves he also knows when not to. Love Will Tear Us Apart brings a clearer, almost danceable pulse. Yet Hannett still obsesses, calling Morris back near 4 in the morning for another snare part. Pop, engineered under pressure. Then, in May 1980, Ian Curtis dies and Joy Division ends. The rhythm does not simply stop. Morris, Sumner, and Hook carry their unfinished experiments forward under a new name, New Order. With drum machines, sequencers, and acoustic drums, Morris completes the bridge Joy Division had begun. On Blue Monday, the Oberheim DMX is not his rival. It is another member of the rhythm section. He continues with New Order, works with Gillian Gilbert as The Other Two, builds a studio, and writes his memoirs. In 2026, both step back from touring for personal health reasons. His influence is everywhere. Post-punk's dry propulsion, indie rock's fast hi-hats, dance rock's marriage of drummer and sequencer. But copying the surface misses the deeper lesson. Morris brought order to Joy Division, but never safety. His beats are precise enough to feel mechanical and human enough to make the machine anxious. That is the sound of the band.